I died choking on my own blood, the taste of betrayal sharper than the knife in my gut. My brother's face, twisted in that fake sorrow he'd practiced in the mirror, hovered over me as the life drained out. His whisper like venom. "You always were the weak one, Julia. But death isn't the end, it's a goddamn reset button." I woke up gasping in my old dorm bed at NYU. 3 years before the knife. My heart pounding like I'd just run a marathon from hell. Realizing with a sick thrill that I had one shot to bury them all alive. The first thing I did was puke. Not from the disorientation, though that hit like a freight train, but from the flood of memories slamming back. It was sophomore year, fall semester. The air thick with that crisp New York bite that made everything feel possible. My phone buzzed on the nightstand. An old flip model that now felt like a relic from another life. Text from Mom. "Dinner at the house tonight? Dad's grilling steaks." And from Ethan. "My brother, miss you.
Cease. Come home soon."
Lies. All of it. In my first life. Those family dinners were where they started planting the seeds, subtle digs about my wild phase, whispers to Dad that I was spiraling, setting me up as the black sheep so they could swoop in and take everything. I stared at the ceiling, cracks spiderwebbing like the fractures in our family portrait. The Haverfords, old money from Dad's Wall Street firm, Mom's real estate empire in the Hamptons. On the surface, we were the American dream, private schools, summers in Europe, that bullshit facade of unity. But underneath?
Rot.
Ethan, the golden boy, always one step ahead, charming his way through Columbia Law while I scraped by on scholarships and waitressing gigs.
Mom.
Evelyn, with her Botox smile and iron grip on the purse strings, pitting us against each other since we were kids. And Dad, God. Poor Dad, too buried in mergers to see the sharks circling his own blood. In that first life, it culminated at the firm. I'd interned there, fresh out of NYU with a poli-sci degree and stars in my eyes. Ethan was already climbing.
Schmoozing client.
While I uncovered the dirt, embezzlement, cooked books, Mom's shell companies laundering cash through fake Hamptons flips. I confronted them privately, thinking family first. Big mistake. They framed me, planted evidence in my laptop, bribed a junior exec to swear I confessed over drinks. The knife? That was Ethan's mercy kill in the parking garage after the trial, when I was about to appeal with proof I'd hidden. "For the family," he said, as if that erased the lifetime of grooming me to fail.
Now?
I was back. 21 again. Broke but unbroken. The hook in my gut twisted, not fear, but fury. This time, I'd play their game, but I'd rewrite the rules. Step 1. Act normal. I texted back. All bubbly emojis and can't wait. Then rolled out of bed and into the mirror. Same face, heart-shaped, freckles across the nose, hazel eyes that could fake innocence better than Ethan's whole act. But inside, a storm. Classes that day blurred, professors droning on constitutional law. Ironic as hell. I doodled nooses in my notebook. Sketching faces, Ethan's smug grin, Mom's arched brow. By afternoon, I was in the library, hacking into my old email on a public computer. No fancy tech yet, just brute force and a forgotten password. There it was, buried in deleted items, the first forged email, dated 6 months from now in this timeline. But I knew the signature. Ethan's work, sloppy. But he'd get better. I needed allies. First call. To Lena, my roommate. The one who'd believed me till the end in the first go-round, only to get doxed into silence. Julia? You sound
Off.
everything cool. Her voice, thick with that Jersey twang.
Grounded me.
Better than cool. We're starting a pod tonight. Wine and plots. She laughed. But I meant it. Lena was sharp computer science major. Ethics hacker on the side. She'd be my firewall. Dinner at the Haverford Brownstone on the Upper East Side was a minefield I navigated like a pro. The place screamed old money, crystal chandeliers, walls lined with Hockney's dad impulse bought during his midlife crisis. Mom air kissed me at the door, her perfume cloying as her hugs. Darling, you look thin. Eating enough at that school. Translation, you're a disappointment, but smile for the gram. Ethan lounged in the living room, law books artfully splayed, nursing a scotch like he was already partner material. Dad clapped me on the back, his grip weaker than I remembered, stress eating him alive even now. How's the internship hunt, kiddo? I forced a grin. Killing it.
Dad.
Got a lead at Goldman.
Lie.
But it bought cred. Overstakes, rare. Just how Ethan liked, I watched them. Mom's steering conversation to her latest Hamptons deal. Ethan dropping humble brags about moot court. The betrayal seeds were there. Subtle. Mom's sigh when I mentioned my poli-sci thesis on corporate corruption. Such a downer. Julia. Focus on something practical. Ethan's glance.
Pitying.
She's got passion.
Mom.
That's rare. Passion.
Yeah. Right.
After dinner. In the kitchen helping with dishes.
Mom cornered me.
Your tuition's due. Ethan says you're distracted. Boys, parties, fishing. In the first life, I'd spilled about a crush, and she'd twisted it into instability. This time, all good.
Mom.
Just buried in books. Her eyes narrowed, but she nodded. Phase 1 infiltrate. Back at the dorm, Lena and I plotted over cheap Merlot. I told her everything, the death, the frame-up, the reset. She stared, then laughed. You're shitting me. Time travel? Reincarnation?
重生 Eastside.
The Vietnamese term slipping out from a lit class, meaning reborn. Fitting for a girl like me. Half American, half ghost from dad's affair abroad. Lena bought it after I recited her future tattoo regret, a phoenix on her ribcage from a drunken Vegas trip. Okay. Witchy. What's the play? The play, I said, is to beat them at their own game. Dig up the dirt before they bury me in it. We started small, Lena pulling public records on Mom's properties. Shell companies. All right, flips that smelled like money laundering from a mile away. Ethan's law review articles? Plagiarized snippets from obscure journals. I needed more. Step 2. Get inside the firm early. I faked a resume glow-up. Landed an internship at Haverford and Associates 2 months ahead of schedule. Dad pulled strings. Thrilled. Proud of you, Jules. If only he knew. The office was a shark tank, glass walls. Egos thicker than the carpet. Ethan was there too. Summer associate. Schmoozing like a pro. Our first reunion lunch. Him picking the spot. That overpriced steakhouse in Midtown where deals got sealed. You're different, he said over fillets. Eyes probing.
More.
Focused. I smiled. All teeth. Life's short.
Bro.
Gotta seize it. He chuckled. but unease flickered. Good. Let him sweat. That night, I hacked his work email, Lena's script.
Run from a coffee shop VPN.
Jackpot. Drafts of memos pushing shady mergers. CC'd to Mom's alias. The embezzlement trail started with a Hamptons renovation fund, siphoned to offshore accounts. But the real bomb? A hidden folder, J Project. My name. Coded as a contingency framing docs. Witness payoffs. Even a psych eval template painting me as unstable. Rage boiled. But I played cool. Next morning. Anonymous tip to the SEC whistleblower line. Vague enough to spook. Specific enough to sting. Haverford and Associates. Check Hampton's holdings for laundering. No names. Burner phone. By noon, Ethan's inbox exploded. Internal alerts. Damage control emails. He cornered me in the copy room. Voice low. Heard about the tip? Weird timing.
Huh.
I blinked. Innocent. SEC stuff?
Scary.
You think it's one of us? His jaw ticked. Paranoia, check. But they were MO. As the old stories called it, cunning foxes. Mom called a family meeting that weekend at the Hamptons estate. The drive up was hell, Ethan's shotgun. Dropping hints about loyalty, Mom in the back massaging Dad's shoulders. Cooing about unity. The house loomed like a mausoleum, shingled monstrosity on the dunes. Waves crashing like accusations. Over brunch, avocado toast and mimosas, Mom dropped the bomb. Julia. Darling. We've been worried. Your activities. She slid a folder across. Printouts of my hacking attempts. Trace back to the coffee shop IP.
How?
Ethan's IT buddy.
Probably. This isn't you.
Let us help. Dad looked gutted. We can get you therapy. A leave of absence. The frame up accelerating, me as the loose cannon.
Not them.
I laughed. Controversial? Hell yes. Therapy? For what? Seeing the truth. I flipped the folder back. Like how your renovations fund money vanishes into Cayman accounts. Or Ethan's original briefs that reek of copy-paste from JSTOR. Silence. Thick as fog. Mom's face iced over. Excuse me? Ethan leaned in. Venomous. You don't know what you're stirring.
Cease.
I know enough. I stood. Heart hammering. Decision 1. Go nuclear early. I'm out. And I'm taking the proof with me. Proof? The USB in my pocket, Lena's dump of everything. Dad's eyes widened. Julia. Wait, but I was gone. Tires screeching down the drive. Their shouts fading in the rearview. Back in the city, adrenaline crash hit hard. Lena patched me into a safe house, her cousin's empty loft in Brooklyn. They're coming for you, she warned. Screens flickering with alerts, restraining order drafts. PI hires. I nodded, plotting. Revenge wasn't quick, it was surgical. Step 3. Allies in high places. I reached out to Riley, the junior exec from the First Life, the one they'd bribed. Found him on LinkedIn. Nursing a demotion. Coffee meet, neutral ground, a dive in Hell's Kitchen. I know what they did to you, I said. Sliding a photo, him handing Ethan an envelope.
Time-stamped.
His face paled. How? Doesn't matter. Help me, and it's buried. Betray me, and it's front page, he cracked. Spilled. The J project was Mom's brainchild. Ethan executing. Dad suspected but looked away, tax dodges. Mistresses, The usual sins. Riley had the ledger codes, hidden in the firm's ancient server. We synced with Lena, midnight raid, digital skeleton key. By dawn, I had it all. Transfers totaling millions, laundered through my name as the trust fund beneficiary to throw off audits. High point, leaking to the Times anonymously. Headline dropped Monday, Wall Street Dynasty's dirty deals, Haverford heist exposed. Chaos erupted. Dad's firm hemorrhaged clients, stock plummeted. Mom's Hamptons empire? Foreclosure whispers.
Ethan?
Suspended from law review. Whispers of disbarment.
But they fought dirty.
Hit 1. My dorm trashed. Slut scrawled on the wall, slut-shaming to discredit. I countered with a blog post. Viral in hours. Daughter of the Dynasty speaks. The frame-up that almost killed me. No deaths mentioned, yet, but the knife scar I faked with makeup for the photo op? Gold. Public outrage swelled. Justice for Julia trending. Protests outside the brownstone. Decision 2, the controversial one. Confront Dad alone. I showed up at his office. Post-scandal. Him looking like a ghost in a rumpled suit. Jewels.
God.
I'm sorry. Tears. Real ones. He confessed. Knew about the laundering. Buried it for the family legacy. Your mother. She twisted me. I could forgive. Walk away with his confession on record. Let the courts handle. Or
Push.
sign this, I said, sliding the affidavit, full admission, implicating all. Or I go public with your affairs too. The ones that broke Mom into this monster. His hand shook. Extortion? Yeah. Gray as hell. But in America, justice is a business.
He signed.
Twist of the knife. He revealed the secret I'd buried. The real reason they targeted me. Not just the firm, Mom's cancer diagnosis. Hidden from us. Stage 4. Terminal. The laundering? Her legacy fund for Ethan. To secure his future while she rotted.
Me?
Collateral, Dad whispered. She saw you as the threat, the one who'd expose it all and leave him nothing. Sympathy flickered. But fury snuffed it. Cancer didn't excuse framing your daughter for murder. Climax brewed at the family summit. Mom's demand. Neutral ground, a private club in Soho. Rain lashed the windows as I entered. USB in hand. Riley and Lena on speed dial for the live stream. Ethan paced. Suit disheveled. Mom perched like a queen. Chemo thin but eyes steel. Dad slouched. Defeated. You've ruined us, Mom hissed. For what? Petty revenge. I laughed, echoing her old lines. Ruined? You buried me first. Alive. In lies. I played the audio. Dad's confession. Ethan's memos. The ledger pings. Gasps from the shadows. Hidden board members. There to mediate. Ethan lunged, not for me, but the phone. Delete it. Scuffle. Controversial as sin. I need him. Old self-defense moves from that one Krav class. He crumpled. Wheezing. Mom shrieked. Monster. But the stream went live. Haverford takedown exploding. Twist hit like lightning, as sirens wailed. Feds incoming. Tipped by Riley. Ethan smirked through bloodied lips. You think this ends it? The knife was mercy. Julia. The real bombs you. He nodded to Mom, who pulled a flash drive from her purse. Your DNA, she said, voice cracking. Planted at scenes we fabricated. You'll go down with us. The secret unburied, They'd framed innocence before, me just the latest. A string of arsons, thefts, all pinned on disgruntled employees, with my genetic markers spliced in via some black market lab. I'd been their scapegoat blueprint since 18. Just in case from Mom's paranoia. Horror choked me. But I had the last play. Too late, I said, hitting send, the full dump to every major outlet. Encrypted backups to WikiLeaks. As cuffs clicked on them, Ethan spat. You'll rot alone. Mom's eyes met mine. Not hate, pity. We made you. Julia. This is your cage too. Outside. Rain-soaked streets. I walked free. A happy ending? Bullshit. Dad took a plea. Vanished to some Florida exile. The firm dissolved. I got a book deal.
TED Talk invites. But nights?
The knife's ghost whispers. Reborn. Yeah, but revenge hollows you out. I won the war. But the scars? They're eternal American ink. Betrayal's tattoo. The fallout was a media circus. The kind that chews you up and spits out confetti. By week 2, I was dodging paparazzi outside Lena's loft. Their flashes like accusatory strobes. Julia, did you sleep with your brother for the story? One yelled. Mike thrust like a bayonet. Controversial? Understatement. The public's feast half hailed me as whistleblower saint. The other half slut-shamed me into oblivion, daddy's vengeful princess or psycho schemer. Splashed across TMZ. I flipped them off, climbed into the Uber, and headed to my first therapy session. Irony. The woman I'd pretended to need.
Dr.
Ellis was no-nonsense Brooklynite. Salt and pepper hair in a noble bun. Revenge stories end in bars or graves. Julia. Which way you leaning? I smirked. Already died once. Bartending sounds fun. We unpacked it, the trunks in, the blades bite, her nodding like it was just another trauma Tuesday. But she nailed it. You're not back for justice. You're back to feel the power they stole.
Damn.
Straight to the gut.
Power.
That's what the Haverfords peddled. Illusion of it. Wrapped in trust funds and timberlands. In this second life, I chased the real deal. First move post-climax, cash in. The book advance bought a one-bed in Williamsburg, views of the bridge. Not the brownstone ghosts. Lena crashed their halftime. Our war room, now a chill pad with succulents and a wall of Polaroids. Us at Coney Island, flipping off the camera. But Ethan lingered like bad cologne. From Rikers, pre-trial lockdown, he smuggled letters through a guard pal. You think you're clean? Check the adoption files. Heart stutter. Adoption? I was blood. Dad's affair in Hanoi during Nam flashbacks. Mom's reluctant forgiveness birthing the exotic accessory. Or so the story went. Lena hacked the seals, truth bomb. I wasn't Dad's. Mom's fertility crash, post-Ethan. A donor egg from some anonymous clinic, but twisted. She'd paid off a surrogate. Then reframed the narrative. The affair tale? Cover for Ethan's real dad, a junior partner Mom betted for the merger intel. We were half-siblings at best. Full strangers at worst. The frame-up? Not just greed, jealousy. The pure, Haverford bloodline threat, while he was the bastard she'd elevated. Rage 2.0. I visited him, bulletproof glass. His face gaunt but eyes alive with that mute emo spark.
Surprise.
Cis or not. Mom's masterpiece.
He leaned in.
Join me. Appeal the charges. Split the offshore pot. Family sticks. Temptation gnawed. Millions untouched by the feds. A private jet to vanish. Controversial decision 3. Play along. I nodded. What's the angle? His grin, shark. Riley's the weak link. Blackmail him into recanting. Then we pin the leak on Lena, hacker chick with a grudge.
Cold.
But I taped it, body wire. Old spy flick style. And if I say no? He shrugged. The DNA drops anyway. You're complicit, knew about the ledgers. Stayed silent. Bluff. Half true. In my digging, I'd ignored red flags to build a case. Walked out. Handed the tape to the DA. Ethan's cell got smaller. His letters stopped. Mom's trial was spectacle. Park Avenue princess in orange. Chemo wig askew. Testifying with that victim voice. My daughter. Unstable. She fabricated it all. The jury ate it till I took the stand, calm. Cross-examined, like a pro. Fabricated? Like your J Project folder. Labeled with my initials?
Gasps.
The drive played. Her empire crumbled. Verdict. Guilty. 20 to life.
No parole.
As they led her away, she mouthed, forgive. I didn't. Dad's plea deal stuck. Community service. Asset forfeiture. He called weakly. Let me make it right. Jules.
Right?
Bought me a condo in Chelsea. Wired reparations. I took it.
Sold it.
Donated to victims' funds. Gray area karma. But the twist lingered. Nights alone. The rebirth high faded. Dreams, the knife plunging. But now my hand on the hilt. Was I them? The therapy helped. Ellis push boundaries. Write the unsent letter. I did, to Ethan. You were the brother I wanted. Till you carved out my heart. To Mom. Your legacy's ash, mine's fire. Burn them in the sink. Watch flames dance like city lights. New chapter, the nonprofit. Haverford Watch, exposing corporate rot. Funded by book royalties. Board, Lena as CTO. Riley as advisor. Redemption arc. First win. Busting a tech startup for data laundering. Headlines crediting the reborn daughter.
Catchy.
But it stuck. Speaking gigs followed. TEDx in Boston. All fire. Betrayal isn't the end, it's the forge. Controversy peaked at the Emmys. Wait.
No.
A gala for whistleblowers. Schmoozing donors. I locked eyes with him. Alex. The investigative reporter who'd broken the initial leak story.
Tall.
Rumpled charm. Eyes like he'd seen too many scandals. You made my career, he said over champagne. And broke my family's. Wait, his dad? The junior partner. Mom's fling.
Ethan es biodad.
Ruined in the fallout. Tension crackled. Coincidence. I quipped. He laughed. Bitter. Fate's a bitch. Dinner? To bury hatchets. Decision 4. Risk it. We did hole-in-the-wall tie in the village. Spilling guts over pad CW. He knew the files. The surrogacy lies. You're not the villain. Julia. But revenge? It echoes. We hooked up that night, raw.
Urgent. Nos trines.
Woke tangled. His whisper, stay. But strings came. Paparazzi caught us. Reborn Julia's revenge romance?
Trended.
Mom's prison pals sent hate mail. Whore, like your mother. Ethan? A shank attempt in lockup. Rumor mill said aimed at snitches. I armored up, pepper spray. Therapy doubles. Lena's security cams. High drama hit summer. The appeal hearing. Ethan. Lawyered up pro bono by some right-wing firm decrying feminist witch hunts. Mom testifying remote. Frail as tissue. The bomb. Expert witness. A geneticist. Swearing the DNA plants were theoretical. No proof I'd known. Twist within twist. Alex's tip-off. His dad's old notes proving Mom's lab ties. I testified last. Voice steady. They didn't just steal money, they stole trust. My second chance? I'll use it to rebuild what they broke. Jury deliberated hours, tension like a wire. Verdict upheld. As Ethan was dragged back, he screamed, "This isn't over. Julia, blood calls to blood." It echoed. That night, alone with Alex, I cracked. What if I'm the monster? He held me. Monsters don't doubt. Maybe. Autumn leaves turn the city to fire, mirroring the burn in my veins. The nonprofit boomed, Haverford Watch chapters in LA, DC, but success tasted like ash. Alex stuck around, our thing evolving from hate sex to something real, lazy Sundays decoding case files over bagels. His laugh cutting the dark. You're building an empire, he'd say. From ruins. I wanted to believe it. But the ghosts plotted. Blackmail envelope arrived, no postmark. Slipped under the door, photos of me and Riley. Post-raid drinks twisted into affair. Pay up or leak. Ethan's handiwork. Via outside muscle. Controversial call 5. Confront the source. Track the drop to a Queen's gym. Meathead PI with a Haverford retainer. Kids desperate, he grunted over beers I bought. Wants you rattled before the civil suit. Civil suit? Ethan's Hail Mary, suing for defamation. Claiming I forged the tapes. Mom backing from prison. Her appeals fund crowd-funded by MAGA types. Innocent mom jailed by woke daughter. Public split. Protests outside my office. Julia's lies signs clashing with truth over tycoons. Tension peaked at the deposition, swanky conference room. Lawyers circling like vultures. Ethan entered cuffed.
Smirking.
Miss me? Cease. His attorney, a Fox News regular, grilled me. You admit to unauthorized access? Extortion of your father? I met his eyes. Admit to surviving? Yes. Then the bomb. He played a clip, me. First life. Drunk ranting to a friend about killing the family secret. Deep fake? No, real. From a hidden cam in the brownstone. Mom's insurance. Chaos. My lawyer objected. Judge called recess. In the hall. Ethan close. Walk away now. Drop the suit. I'd bury the rest. The rest, proof of my complicity. Emails I'd sent in the first timeline. Ignored warnings. Gray, black as night. If it dropped. Perjury charges. Non-profit shredded. I froze. Rebirth's gift, foresight. You buried me once, I whispered. This time, I bury you deeper.
Bluff.
But Lena's ace. Counter deepfake analysis. Timestamp glitches proving tampering. Filed that afternoon. Judge tossed the suit. Ethan remanded. Victory lap? Nah. Nightmares intensified. The knife now wielded by me, plunging into shadows that wore my face. Decision 6. The ultimate controversy. Mercy or endgame? Mom's appeal loomed. Compassion plea. Cancer eating her. Letter from her cell. Julia, I was broken before you. Forgive. For your soul. Alex urged, let karma close it, but the Trunks whispered. They never did. Hearing day. Federal courthouse. Snow dusting the steps. Gallery packed, activists, haters. Alex gripping my hand. Mom wheeled in. Skeletal. Oxygen mask fogging. Her testimony. Sobs. I loved you wrong. The money. For security. You were the light I dimmed. Jury softened. Murmurs of leniency. My turn. Stood tall. Voice echoing. Love, you sharpened the blade that ended me. Gasps. I never public spoke the death. Died in a garage. Framed by family. Knife courtesy of my brother. Reborn? Call it grace. But forgiveness? Earned, not begged. I slid exhibits. Final ledger. Her signature on my unstable eval. This is love. Rot. She broke, wail piercing. I did it for him. You were always. Enough. Too much. Confession twist. Ethan knew the donor truth young, resented me as the real heir. The frame? His idea. Mom's execution.
Siblingsinsinn.
Jury deliberated days. Tension of ice. Verdict, appeal denied. As guards wheeled her out, our eyes locked. No words. Just a nod, release. Not absolution.
Outside.
Snow falling thick. Alex pulled me close. You did it. Free. But freedom's lie. The rebirth closed. No more resets. I was Julia Haverford. Scarred survivor. Empire builder. Nonprofit thrived. Book 2 deal signed. Wed Alex in a quiet ceremony. Brooklyn rooftop. Lena officiating with bad jokes.
Yet.
In quiet. Doubt. Was the revenge mine? Or the cycles? Ethan rotted in Supermax. Mom faded. Obit a footnote. Dad? Visited once. Frail in assisted living. Proud. Kiddo. Hugged him goodbye. Last thread cut.
Ending? Nota idibao.
American as apple pie. Messy.
Bittersweet.
I walk the city now. Ghosts at my heels. But head high. Reborn not to bury, but to rise. The blade's echo?
Fades.
My story? Just beginning.